Hi everyone, welcome back to my yoga channel, Tom Yoga Om. This class is all about grounding, stability, and finding a sense of comfort in where you are in your life at the moment. When the energy that gives us a sense of grounding, which we refer to as the Muladhara energy or the root chakra energy, if it's too energized, we're all over the shop and we can't really settle into our lives. When that energy is not grounded, when we are not settled, when that energy is feeling low, then we find ourselves feeling a little bit lost as to where we're heading. So today we're going to be embodying the energy into our physical practice to manifest that energy change in our mental and emotional states. So let's hop onto the mat and get started. When you're ready, press down into the feet, press down into the sitting bones, bring your hands onto your knees and breathe into your belly and your chest. Lift your chin up. And as you exhale, tuck your chin to lengthen the back of the neck. Imagine there's a string pulling up from the top of the head, pulling your spine nice and tall. And exhale to soften into the shoulders and into the facial muscles. And just take 3 deep breaths to settle yourself here today. Good, and take some time to focus on the feet and focus on the sitting bones. And on your next few inhales, follow the breath as it flows in through the nostrils, down into the throat, into the lungs and the belly, and all the way out again. And allow yourself to find and feel that rhythm to your breath. So inhaling and exhaling for the same length of time. Follow the breath cycle for one more breath here. And take a slow exhale. Good. On your next breath in, breathe all the way down into your belly and into your chest. And then inhale up into the center of your chest, into the region of your heart, and focus on that space there. And just start to rock yourself from side to side and make sure that you are sitting evenly into each sitting bone, and see if you can bring the center of your chest, your heart, into the center point between those 2 sitting bones. And once you've found that space, rest there, and then rock yourself forwards and backwards and see if you can bring the center of your chest in that central position above your hips. And once you've found that space, rest there, and then move your head from side to side. And just get a sense that the center of your head is resting directly over the center of your chest. And once you've found that space, rest there. And then move your head forwards and backwards and find that central point above your chest in this orientation or with this tilt. And once you've found that space, rest there. And so we're bringing our head, our heart, and our pelvis into alignment. From here, press down into your sitting bones, breathe down into your belly, breathe into your chest, and again, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, relax your shoulders, relax your neck, and soften into this pose without losing the height in your spine. And take 2 more deep breaths in and out like that. Good, and continue to breathe, and as you do so, inhale all the way down into the feet and the sitting bones, and notice the space where your body is touching the floor, and feel yourself pressing down into that space as you continue to breathe. The mantra or the affirmation for embodying the energy of the root chakra, the Muladhara, that grounded energy, is to imagine a red earth rising up to meet you as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, feel yourself sinking down into the earth and being supported by it. And so it's almost like a visualization that you can use to really embody that energy. So as you breathe in, feel yourself rising, feel that red earth rising up to meet you. And as you exhale, sink down into it and feel yourself being supported into the floor. And so this is no different to the visualizations that athletes use when they prepare themselves for a competition or a match. Let's take one more deep breath in and out like that. So breathing in, feeling a red earth rising up to meet you. And exhaling, feeling ourselves sink down into it and being cradled and supported here. Good. You can slowly open your eyes if they're shut and walk your hands out to the sides and then reach your hands up on your next breath in. Bring them together. And as you exhale, bring your hands down onto the floor. Let your exhale end when your hands touch your mat or your towel or whatever you're on today. 2 more breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. And if there's a reason why you chose to do this class today and you'd like to set yourself a positive affirmation, then feel free to do that for yourself now. And on your next breath in, sweep your arms up. Let's take a big breath in. And as you do so, press down into your sitting bones and your heels. And on your exhale breath, bring your right hand to your left knee, your left hand behind you, and twist to look over your left shoulder. On your first breath in, breathe into the belly and the chest and lift your chest up a little bit taller. And as you breathe out, turn to look over your left shoulder a little bit more. Relax your shoulders and take 2 more breaths here. After your next exhale, keep your body in the same position. And as you breathe in, just turn your head to look forward towards your screen. And as you exhale, turn your head to look back. And maybe twist a little deeper. Let's take 2 more deep breaths in and out like that. So breathing in, looking forward, or turning forward, and breathing out, turning back. And 1 more, breathing in, really breathe into the belly and the chest. And exhale, turning back. Good, and then press down into your feet, your sitting bones. Lift your hands back to center and up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, just twist to the other side. Left hand onto your right knee, right hand behind you. Look over your right shoulder and try to press down as you breathe up. And on the exhale, if you want, you can press into that right leg and twist deeper, looking over the right shoulder. Now to keep our spine nice and long, keep breathing here by the way, to keep our spine nice and long, tuck the chin and lengthen up through the back of the head. Take 1 more full breath in and out. And on your next breath in, just turn your head whilst your chin is still tucked to look forward. And exhale, turning back. And inhale, turning forward. And exhale, turning back. And inhale, turning forward. And last breath out. And when you're ready, inhale back to center, lift both arms up, breathing in. And as you breathe out, bring your hands down through heart center, tuck your chin, relax your shoulders and your neck. And from here, we're just going to rock ourselves forward onto our hands and extend your hands out onto the floor as far as is comfortable for your back. And before you fold yourself down, press down into your feet and your sitting bones, breathe into your belly and your chest and lift them up higher. And then exhale, extend out forward with the chest as you bring yourself down just for 2 breaths. On your inhales, imagine a red earth rising up to meet your hands, your arms, your feet, and your sitting bones. And on a breath out, sink down and feel that support underneath you. One more breath here. And when you're ready, slowly press yourself up into a vertical position and rock yourself forward onto your hands and knees. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And from here, we're going to poke our hips out to the left side, breathing in. And as you breathe out, press into your hands, your knees, and your feet. So keeping that base nice and grounded and strong. And just move your hips back towards your heels. And as you inhale, circle them up to the right side. And exhaling back down, circling up to the left side. And the further you move your hips out to the sides, the more you'll feel the stretch. So go as deep and as far as you need to. And just repeat this motion. And I encourage you to tune inwards and just follow your breath here. Notice how it feels to slowly breathe in and out with movement. That's it. Just do one more on whichever side you're going towards. And exhale to meet back with your hips towards your heels. And inhale forward into your cow position, so rounding your belly towards the floor, opening your chest up and pressing down into the hands and the feet and the knees. And as you exhale, press the floor away from you, round your back up towards the ceiling. And inhale to open up. And exhale to press away. And inhale to open up. And exhale to press away. And for this last one, really breathe it in. Lower your belly button down towards the floor as much as you can. Open your chest up as much as you can. And on the exhale, press all of the air out. That's it. And then come back to center. And from here, we're going to bring the knees out wide, feet together, and drop our hips back into a child's pose prep. But we're not coming down into child's pose just yet. We're going to ground down into our hands, take a big breath into the chest, and as you exhale, move your hips back towards your heels. Feel the earth underneath you. Feel that space underneath your body and press down into it. On your next breath in, we're circling just as we did before, out to our left side, and this time we're bringing our chest over our left wrist. And as you breathe out, move your hips back towards your heels, and inhale up to the right side, moving your chest over your right wrist. And exhaling back, and again, as far out to the sides as is comfortable for you will determine how deep you feel the stretch. That didn't work, did it? To get deeper into the stretch, move out as far to the sides as you want to. And just keep flowing like this. And see if you can press evenly into the knees and into your set of hands here, even when you're dominating with your weight on one side. And let's do one more round. Stretching into the side body. And meet back in that downward, in that child's pose position. And then release your head down onto the floor. Let your arms soften and take 3 deep breaths in and out. As you exhale, relax your hips. Soften your belly and your chest. And then breathe in again. And as you exhale, soften your hips, your belly and your chest and your arms and your shoulders and your hands. And take one more full breath in. Imagine a red earth rising up to meet you, embodying that visualization. And exhaling to soften into it. Good. Roll your head from side to side, just to check in with your neck today. Hopefully it feels okay. And then come back to center. And press into the tops of your feet to lift yourself up into a tabletop position. Tuck your toes under and meet back in your first downward facing dog. And from here, press down into the fingertips and the knuckles and just pedal your knees out from left to right, stretching into your hamstrings, into the backs of your legs. I like to kind of poke my hips out to the sides. It feels quite nice. Squeaky mat. And then come back to center, and on your next breath in, press into your hands and your feet and inhale to lift your hips and your heels up off the floor. Reach your hips up, and as you exhale, ground your heels down. 4 more like that. Breathing in and grounding down. Inhale, breathing in, and exhale, grounding down. Go nice and slow, 3 more. Really use your hands here, use your arm strength. And for this last one, lift up a little bit higher. And as you exhale, ground down a little bit more. Take a full breath in and out. And after your exhale, bend those knees and walk your feet forward to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Halfway lift as you breathe in. I like to bring my hands onto my thighs, lengthening out the spine, keeping that chin tucked to lengthen through the back of the neck. And as you exhale, bend the knees and fold yourself down. Take a hold of your elbows. Just sway your arms from side to side. And bend generously into the knees to begin with. This will allow your lower back and your lower spine to open up, which is what we want. Take a big breath into your lower back. Feel the space in your lower back expand as you do so, and exhale to soften. Do a couple of yeses and nos with your head if it feels okay. And on your exhale, release your hands down to the floor. From here, we're not coming up just yet. We're going to lift ourselves up into a halfway lift. And I want you to bend your knee pretty generously and take your right hand onto your left leg. Take your left hand onto your lower back. Okay. From here, we're going to straighten our left leg, bend the right leg, and we're going to turn our left shoulder up towards the ceiling and peel it back. If you have bricks, you can take a brick out in front of your left foot and place the right hand on top. Otherwise, just take a hold of the leg and turn yourself to look up. Breathe into the belly and the chest, and exhale to twist a little bit deeper. If your neck hurts, look down at the floor, and on your next breath in, lift your left arm up, reach it up to the ceiling, palm faces the side you're opening up to. Take another big breath in, looking up if it feels okay. Exhaling, press down into that bottom leg with your right hand. Reach your left hand up, take one more big breath in. And then exhale, sweep your left hand down. Good. And then take your left hand onto your right leg. Bend your left knee. Straighten your right leg and take your right hand onto your lower back. And from here, you're peeling your right shoulder back and just coming into a twist on the other side. And so the more you press down into your leg with that left arm, with that left hand, the more you're going to twist. You can lift your right arm up, palm facing the side that you're opening up to. And take 2 deep breaths in and out, reaching up with the right hand, pressing down with that left hand. And then take 1 more big breath in. Extend up, and as you exhale, sweep the hand down. Good. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Exhale, fold all the way down, and then press into the feet and lift yourself up to standing. Reach both arms up. I don't have a lot of space here, but that's okay. And then exhale your hands through heart center. You've got to work with what you have, right? Inhale, lift your arms up, breathing in. Exhale, fold yourself all the way down. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold all the way forward and just step back onto your mat into a plank position. Take a big breath in here. As you breathe out, press your heels back behind you, activate the muscles on your thighs, and then take 1 more big breath in. And as you exhale, lower your knees down to the floor, move your chest beyond your wrists, and keep your elbows close as you bring yourself onto the mat. Hands come underneath the shoulders, press the feet down. Inhale to lift your chest and your belly up, roll your shoulders up and back and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Breathing in, and exhale to lower down. 2 more breaths like that. So we're pressing down into our feet and our hands and inhaling to lift our chest up, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and exhale to lower down. And last one here, breathing in, and I kind of like to pull my elbows back in the direction behind me so that my shoulders aren't in my neck. Breathing in, and exhale, lower down. Now to build arm strength, I tuck my toes under, I lift my hips up off the floor, and on an exhale, I press into my hands and straighten them. And then let's all meet back in downward facing dog. And pedal the knees out left to right. And continue to breathe. And then from here, I want you to inhale, lift your hips and your heels up off the floor just as before. And exhale, ground those heels down, and on the next breath, doing the same thing, but this time lifting the left leg up into a 3-legged downward facing dog. Actually, take the right leg up, breathing in. Press the heel back behind you, and as you exhale, lower the leg down onto the mat. And then inhale, lift it up. Keep the leg nice and straight. And exhale, lower it down. 3 more, breathing in, lifting up. And exhale, lowering down. 2 more. Exhale, lower down. And last one, breathing in. And this time, step the foot forward to the top of the mat. Good. Drop your back knee to the mat. Bring that right knee above the right ankle and sweep your arms up as you inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands through heart center, sink your hips down, and then bring your hands onto your hips and grab a hold of your hips quite firmly and breathe into the belly and the chest. And as you exhale, relax your hips down and stretch into that left thigh, that left hip flexor. 2 more breaths like that. So inhaling, lifting up, and exhaling, softening. Relax your shoulders and your neck, your face. 1 more, breathing in, and exhale to soften down. Fill the space underneath your feet. As you breathe in, sweep your arms up. And as you breathe out, take a hold of your elbows and look up towards the ceiling as you sink your hips down. Relax your shoulders. 3 breaths here, just holding this position. And if you start to lose your balance, try and activate the muscles of your thighs and focus on the space underneath your feet. 2 more. And last one. And then inhale, reach your arms up, lift your hips up too. Bring your hands through heart center on the exhale. And then take your left elbow onto the outside of your right knee. Bring your right hand on top and press into it to come into a twist. I'm getting my sides mixed up. Nice. Press down into your right hand, or press your right hand down into your left hand, and see if you can bring your hands to the center of your chest. As you breathe in, breathe into the belly and the chest and squeeze your shoulders together just a little bit. And try to look up and see if you can hold your balance here. And my tip to you would be to focus on your feet and that left knee. And just breathe. Good, and then inhale, sweep your arms up, breathing in. And as you breathe out, bring your hands onto the floor. I'm going to change sides, back to the top. You stay where you are. We're going to peel our right toes back up towards us and bring ourselves into this half Hanumanasana lunge type position. And then if you've got bricks, you can bring them either side of your knee. Otherwise, just take your hands onto your hips to begin with and breathe into your belly and your chest as you lift up. And as you reach out, exhale, reach out with the chest, exhale, and fold yourself over the leg. As soon as you feel the stretch, wherever it is, either in your back or your front leg, stop there, take your hands onto your thigh, and round your spine forward, and relax your head. And then something you might like to do is bring your hands onto the floor if you can. Or you can even support yourself on a windowsill or whatever it is you've got close. Keep yourself low And rock your hips from side to side. And this can kind of help us find a sweet stretch in the hamstring. So see if you can find that in the hamstring, that nice stretch. And when it feels like you've hit a good spot, hold there and take 2 deep breaths in and out. And notice the space underneath your feet, underneath that left knee, underneath your hands, if they're on the mat or on the bricks. And on your next breath in, bend your front knee, bring yourself forward, place your hands onto the floor. Option to do a 3-legged vinyasa flow or a regular vinyasa flow. If you haven't done that before, I'm going to show you what that looks like. You're going to bring your hands onto the mat, tuck your back toes under, and lift your right foot up into the air behind you into a 3-legged downward facing dog. So breathing in, reaching it back up, and then gliding forward into a 3-legged plank. So your right leg stays lifted, and then you can drop your left knee to the floor. Keep your elbows close as you lower yourself down, and then we're inhaling into 1 cobra, exhaling to lower down. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, straighten your arms, and meet back in downward facing dog. Nice. Next breath in, hips and heels lift up. Exhale, ground them down. Again, lifting up. This time the left leg lifts up as well. And exhale, lower it down. And inhale, lift it up. Press the heel back behind you to keep the leg and the thigh active. And lower it down. 3 more. Breathing in. And out. 2 more. Focus on the space underneath you. Keep breathing. And last one. And as you exhale, step the foot forward to the top of the mat. Drop the back knee to the floor. Sweep your arms up as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring your hands through heart center. Relax your shoulders, your neck, and then bring your hands onto your hips. As you inhale, breathe into the belly and the chest. And as you exhale, sink your hips, press down into your left foot, press into your right foot and your right knee. Nice. Inhale, lift up. And exhale to ground. And last one, breathing in and out. Good. And this time, sweep both hands up, reaching up. And as you breathe out, bring your hands into cactus arms, sink your hips, and keep inhaling as you circle your elbows to relax and soften into those shoulders. And circle the other way. Make the circle as small or as large as you'd like. And take 1 more breath in, and as you do so, reach your arms up. And then bring your hands through heart center. And bring your right elbow onto the outside of your left knee. And then come into a twist. Now, if you can't quite get here today, just take your left hand onto your lower back, your right hand onto your left knee, and twist yourself backwards that way. Otherwise, bringing the elbow onto the knee and pressing the left hand into the right hand to twist and looking up towards the ceiling. If you lose your balance, you can look down at the floor, or you can practice squeezing the muscles of your thighs, engaging them, and this can help. And of course, the option here is to tuck the back toes under and extend that back leg. 1 more full breath in and out. And then inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, bring your hands down onto the floor. As you lift back up into that vertical lunge position, take your left toes with you. Flatten your back foot out on the floor. Hands onto the hips. Breathe into the belly. Lift the chest up. And as you exhale, extend out through the chest rather than the top of the head. And fold yourself over your left leg. And when you start to feel that stretch, as I said before, just relax there. Hold that position and then round your spine. Take your hands to a comfortable place. Take 3 deep breaths in and out. And as you do so, you might like to move your hips from side to side to find that sweet stretch in the hamstring. Once you find it, hold there and kind of tune into it. Last breath in and out. Imagine a red earth rising up to meet you. Exhale, soften into it. Good. Bend that front knee. Bring the foot onto the mat and bring your hands beside you. And from here, all we're going to do is come up into that vinyasa flow, or a three-legged vinyasa flow. So again, I'll repeat what that looks like. For the rest of you, just meet back in downward facing dog. So if you're curious how it works, just going to bring your hands either side of that left foot, tuck your right toes under, and take your left leg back into a three-legged downward facing dog. And then from here, you're just going to glide forward into a plank position. Lower yourself down, either using that right knee on the ground or not. Inhale up into your cobra. And exhale to lower down. Tuck your toes under. Lift yourself up into a tabletop position or a plank. And then meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the hips and the heels up. Exhale, ground them down. And hold this position for a breath. Feel the space underneath you, underneath your hands and your feet. Feel grounded, supported, and stable. And when you're ready, you can step forward to the top of the mat into a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And then press into those feet. Lift yourself all the way up to standing. Reach the arms up. And bring your hands through heart center. Good. Just close your eyes, or if you don't want to do that, you can soften your gaze and look down at the floor. And keep breathing into the belly and the chest. Lift the chest up taller. Tuck your chin to lengthen up through the back of the spine. And as you exhale, ground down into your feet. And keep your awareness on the feet and the space between the feet and the mat. Good. See if you can keep your awareness there as you breathe in and out. And then from here, all I want you to do is bring more of your body weight into your toes so that you are leaning forward. Just notice what that feels like. Keep your presence on your feet. And then lean back into your heels. Notice what that feels like. Lean more into your right foot. And then lean more into your left foot. And then from here, I want you to spiral your balance to a central point. So you're kind of spiraling your body, you're turning your body in a circle, making that circle smaller and smaller until you find a middle ground between those four sides, those four places that we just leant into. And once you've come to that center point, stay there, breathe in and imagine a red earth rising up to meet you. And as you breathe out, feel yourself supported, stable and grounded. And maybe reflect on how you're feeling right now and how the sense of grounded energy is flowing in your body and what that might mean for you on an emotional level, what that might mean on a mental level. And maybe how that energy has been flowing in you recently compared to how it's flowing in you now. If your ground starts to feel a little bit shaky, tune back into, and I mean that in that as an analogy. If your ground starts to feel a little bit shaky, if this shakes you in any way, mentally or emotionally, you might like to tune back into the physical body and again notice the space underneath your feet and visualize that red earth rising up to meet you. and you grounding down into it, feeling its support and its stability, feeling your own stability in this pose. And just take one more deep breath in and out. When you're ready, you can breathe in, reach your arms up. I don't have space here, so I'm going to open mine, but you can keep yours closed if you'd like. And as you exhale, bend those knees, fold yourself all the way down into a forward fold. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Exhale, fold all the way forward and step yourself back into a plank. Let's hold here for 2 breaths. Press your heels back behind you. Engage your thigh muscles. And take one more big breath in. And as you exhale, lower yourself down. Keep your elbows close. Use your knees or just use your arms. And then press down into your feet. Inhale up into a cobra. And exhale to lower down. Tuck your toes under. Lift yourself up into a tabletop or a plank. And then exhale into downward facing dog. Good. On your next breath in, lift your right leg up, press that heel back into a 3-legged downward facing dog, and then bend your right knee and move your right foot out to the left side and find a stretch all the way from your right hand to your right knee. Take a big breath in here, and as you exhale, step the foot forward to the top of the mat. Drop your left heel to the floor, lift your left arm up and windmill your arms into a warrior 2 position. So your palms are facing down, extending out through the fingertips, and engage your left thigh and press into the edge of your left foot. Look out over the right hand. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, bend your front knee. Breathing in, extending out in both hands. As you exhale, engage your back thigh. Breathing in again. Reaching out, and as you exhale, relax your shoulders. Good. Keep your lower half of the body locked into place. And on an inhale, I just want you to extend and reach your right hand forward. As you exhale, again, lower half of the body stays in the same place. You're just going to reach your left hand back. So we're tilting and reaching from side to side. Breathing in, reaching forward. And breathing out, reaching back. And breathing in, reaching forward. And breathing out, reaching back. And as you inhale, reach forward, bring your right hand down onto your right shin, lift your left arm up, palm is facing the side you're opening up to. And as you exhale, you can press down into that right leg with your right hand and press your elbow into the knee to twist that left shoulder back to bring yourself into more of a twist. Take a big breath in here. As you exhale, ground down into your feet. Keep that connection there as you breathe in to lift yourself up into a warrior 2. Then flip your right hand to face up and come into a reverse warrior. Keep that front knee bent. Good. Breathing in here. Exhaling warrior 2. And then straighten your front leg, your right leg. Bring your hands onto your hips and point your feet out to the left side. Nice. Take a big breath into the belly and the chest. And as you exhale, move your hips back, send your chest forward and fold yourself down. And just bring your feet as wide or as close as is comfortable for you. Press into the edges of your feet and fold yourself down. Take a big breath in. A big breath out to fold. And one more breath here. Keep grounding down. Good. And then inhale, lift yourself up into a halfway lift and bring your hips over towards your left heel. Lift your right toes up off the floor and sink yourself down. Nice. And from here, we're going to bring our hands to the center of the mat. Inhale to lift yourself up into that wide-legged position, and exhale, drop your hips down to the right heel. Lift your left toes up. So we're just stretching into the inside of the groin and flowing with the breath. Inhaling, lifting up, and exhaling, grounding down, and inhaling, lifting up, And exhaling, grounding down. If you want to try it without your hands, you can bring your hands to heart center and inhale, lift up. And exhale, ground down. Keep yourself nice and low though. And last one here, breathing in and breathing out. Good. Once you're towards that right foot, turn yourself to the top of the mat. Place yourself into a nice long lunge. Lift the back heel up off the floor and press into the feet as you inhale for your high crescent lunge. And exhale, sweep your hands down and do your flow. So lowering yourself down onto your belly, inhaling into your cobra, exhaling to lower down, inhaling into a plank or a tabletop position, and exhaling back to downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up as you breathe in, keep it going. Bend the left knee, move the left foot out to the right side. Take another big breath in here. Exhale, send the foot forward to the top of the mat. Drop the right heel to the floor. And inhale to lift your right arm back into a warrior two. Now I'll change sides so you can see me. Nice. From here, take a big breath in. As you exhale, bend that front knee, press into the edge of that back foot and activate your right thigh. Palms facing down, breathing in. And exhale, bend the front knee. Breathing in. And exhale, activate that back thigh. Breathing in. And exhale, relax your shoulders. Good. Inhale, reach your hand forward. Left hand forward rather. And exhale, reach your right hand back. And inhale, reach your left hand forward. And exhale, reach your right hand back. Two more. And last one. And then inhale, reach that left hand forward, bring it onto the left shin, and lift your right arm up, palm facing open to that right side. And as you exhale, press your left hand down into your left foot and press your left arm into the leg to twist yourself. And you're just peeling that right shoulder back, lifting the right arm up, breathing. And exhaling. Building heat here, eh? And when you're ready, press down into your feet, connect with the floor, and keep that front knee bent as you lift yourself up into a warrior two. Flip the front hand and exhale to reverse warrior. Big breath in and out here. And exhale. Inhale into your warrior two. Straighten the front leg, turn your toes to point out to the right side this time, and bring your hands onto your hips. Breathe into the belly and the chest, lift your chest up. And as you exhale, turn your heels inwards and point your toes out and come into a bit of a squat. Take your hands onto your thighs, fingertips pointing towards the knees. Breathe here. That one was more for me. Good. When you're ready, try to keep your arms straight and lift your chest forward and try not to let your shoulders kind of collapse up into your neck. Kind of press into your hands. Use a bit of strength here to hold yourself in position. Breathe into your belly and your chest. And as you exhale, drop your left shoulder down and look over your right shoulder. And then inhale back to center. And drop your right shoulder down, look over your left shoulder. Two more. Inhaling. And exhaling. Just changing sides. Inhaling. And exhaling. And last one. Inhaling. Back to center. Dropping that left shoulder down, looking over the right shoulder. Good. And then inhale back to center. And from here, all we're going to do is turn ourselves to the top of the mat. And come into that nice low lunge position. Press down into our feet and sweep our arms up. Reach them up as you inhale. High crescent lunge. And exhale, sweep your hands onto the floor. Frame that front foot and step back for your last flow. Inhaling into a cobra or an up dog if you'd like. And just meet in a downward facing dog. Good. Next breath in, lift your hips and your heels up off the floor. Exhale, ground them down, cleansing breath, so sighing out of the mouth, or lion's breath if you'd like. 2 more, breathing in, lifting the hips and the heels up. Exhale, sighing out of the mouth. Feel yourself ground into your hands and your feet. Last one, breathe it in. And breathe it out. Good, hold there. Take a deep breath in and out. Feel yourself and that space underneath you ground into the floor. And when you're ready, just drop your knees down to the mat. Bring your knees out wide, your feet together, and come back into your child's pose. And soften. Press down into your hands, your arms, your knees and your feet, and even gently down into the forehead. And as you breathe in next, imagine a red earth rising up to meet you, and it's light, it's red light, it's red energy seeping up into your body. And as you exhale, soften down into the ground, feel the support, feel the stability, feel the grounded energy. 1 more breath in and out like that. Let's take 1 more breath. And when you're ready, press into your feet, lift yourself up into a tabletop position. Cross your ankles over and press into your hands to bring yourself back into a staff pose. I feel funny pointing my body this way, so I'm going to switch it up. You stay where you are. Bring your hands beside you, palms facing down, fingers pointing towards your toes, and press down into the floor, peel your toes back towards you, breathe into your belly and your chest and lift them up. And as you breathe out, point your toes, press down into your hands. Good. Breathing in, pulling the toes back, and breathing out, pointing the toes. Last one, breathing in and breathing out. Good. And then relax your feet, bring them flat onto the floor, and move your hips towards your heels to bring yourself all the way onto your back. And then bring your knees into your chest and give them a gentle squeeze. And circle them a couple of times to massage your lower back. Keep breathing. Change the direction of the way that you are circling. And then come back to a neutral position. And then from here, extend your right leg out, but keep your left knee close to your chest. Take your right hand onto your left knee, your left hand beside you, and move your right leg out to the right side for a twist, your left leg out to the right side for a twist. And either extend your left arm out onto the floor or bring it into a cactus arm, whatever's comfortable. If you want, you can look over to your left arm or up to the ceiling and connect to the space underneath you. Take 3 deep breaths in and out. If your lower back feels like it's compressing or pinching, try to bring your left knee closer to your chest and see if that helps. And if it doesn't, just come out. It's all good. Breathing in that grounded energy and exhaling to soften into it. And after your 3rd exhale, lift your knee back to the center of your chest, coming onto your back, and then extend your left leg out, bring your right knee into the chest, and keep your left hand on your right knee as you bring your left arm out beside you and twist yourself over to the left side. And relax your shoulder. And feel that space underneath you. And then inhale back to center and gently give your knees a squeeze into your chest. Give them a gentle hug before extending them out onto the mat. And if you'd like to continue embodying this grounded energy, turn your palms to face down and bring them onto the floor beside you. Make yourself comfortable. Make any adjustments you need to make to feel good in this lying down position. We'll just be here for a little while. Take a big breath into the belly and into the chest, and let your belly and chest rise up. And as you exhale, soften down into your mat. Take a big breath into your belly and your chest, and let them rise up as you breathe in. And exhale to soften and sink down into your mat. As you breathe here, follow the breath in through the nostrils, down into the throat and into the lungs and the belly. And feel the breath flowing out the other way. And again, feel it flowing in. And feel it flowing out. And on this third breath, breathe all the way down into your hands and your feet. And as you exhale, feel their weight resting and melting down into the floor, softening them even just a little bit more than they are already. Breathe into your arms and your legs. And as you exhale, feel the weight of your arms and your legs melt and sink into the floor. Breathe down into your hips and into your shoulders. And again, feel their weight sink down into the floor. Breathe into your back and into the front of your body. And feel it soften and relax down into the floor. And then focus on your head and your neck. Feel it sink down into the floor. And for this last breath, breathe into your entire body. Just become aware of how you feel physically, energetically, mentally. Breathe it in. You might like to visualize that red earth rising up to meet you one last time. And exhale to soften, relax, ground, and stabilize. And if you'd like to stay here, you can. Otherwise, begin to wriggle your fingers and your toes, your ankles and your wrists. When you're ready, take a big breath in and reach your arms and your feet out in opposite directions. And then exhale to hug your knees onto your chest and give them a gentle squeeze. And bring yourself to a comfortable seated position at the top of your mat. And keep that sense of groundedness as you bring your hands onto your knees. And just take a moment to rock from side to side to bring your chest above your hips, and then forwards and backwards. Find that central balance. Move your head from side to side and forwards and backwards to bring your head above your heart. Bring your body in one nice long line of alignment. Breathe into your belly and your chest. And as you exhale, soften through the shoulders, the neck, the sides of the body, and the face. And just think about your affirmation one last time, taking a deep breath in and exhaling out. Inhale to lift your arms up, and exhale your hands through heart center. May you feel grounded and stable and supported in your life. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed that class, and I really appreciate you joining me today. I really like the idea that we can use our physical bodies to embody a certain energy, and then that brings across, I hope for you today, a mental and emotional change to your world. If you enjoyed the class, please leave me a like and a subscribe. And if you have any comments or suggestions on the types of classes you would like to do, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you, and see you next time. Namaste.